Hi everybody, I'm now going to do the next little video that is for tier number 2 and upwards, and today I wish to demonstrate very simply the difference between bubbles and grapes. And anybody who has been to my one-to-one lessons will be very familiar with this. It's very important, and basically it's to do with layers. What I'm going to do, I've got a very simple whiskey glass. It's not a fancy one, it's not expensive, so it's not lead crystal or anything like that. I'm hoping that it's going to be able to show you adequately. Anyway, right. 2 lots of blobs, and one I will convert into bubbles, and the other one I will convert into a bunch of grapes, with maybe a little bit of modifying, but you'll get the general idea. Okay, enjoy. Okie dokes, I've got quite a large round diamond burr. This one is very old, and it's actually a sintered one. Sintered as in the diamond dust goes all the way through. Now this is a permanent marker that I've got on there, which means that it will last a little while but not very long. But I'm going to use water, and I will start off at the bottom here, and I'm just going to engrave really big and bold. Right, can you see that? Right. That one, I wonder if you can guess which one. Oops, I've splashed water all over the camera. That's not very clever. Oh my word. Bargain. Okay, so I've now dried the camera off a little bit, and let's have another look here. So what I've done, I've just engraved really deeply all around these little what we actually in the copper wheeling world they're called printies, but basically they're just round blobs. Okay, now I wonder if you can guess whether those are going to be the grapes or the bubbles. So I'm going to try and do the next one without spraying too much onto the camera. Let's go. First of all, I'm going to go quite shallow. Actually, I could do this dry, to be honest. The shallow bits. So unlike those, I've gone quite shallow, so I'm hardly touching it. Now I can't see it. Now I'm going to have to use some water. Hang on. Let's go down here. Just starting at the bottom because the pen will come off quite easily. So nice big blobs. Nice big blobs, but not as deep as the other one. They're very shallow. Very shallow indeed. So I can feel that, but that one I can sort of feel it, but not very deeply at all. This is actually a very, very good diamond. It's quite sharp. Okay, right, so now I am going to do something different to this one, what I haven't done to the other one, and I'm going to put a round shape in between the others. Let's get some more light on there. Okay. Hold on. Okay, let's go. And this time I am going to press harder. As hard as the other side, but I'm doing in between. You won't be able to see just yet because it's wet. I will show you. Okay, are you getting the idea yet, I wonder? Let's get rid of that, turn the water off. And I have splashed the camera again. Oh my word, sorry guys. Oh dear, never mind. Okay, let's dry this off. Okay. Come on. It's always magic how it dries, and then you can see what's going on. Right. I would imagine you can probably tell by now which is which. I wonder if I should take something just as simple as a straightforward rubber disc. Okay. This is a slightly grey rubber disc. I'm no longer going to be selling the burrs to outside customers and students, only the students that come and see me one-to-one. Then I've got a selection here. Right, okay, so here we have a disc, rubber. It's not the darkest one, this is the lightest one, doesn't really matter. But I'm just going to run straight over this, just slightly over the top. And what it's going to do, because it's quite a large area, it's just going to automatically pick up the upper ridges. And some of them are, it's just going to go with a smaller burr here, just to pick up that one that's okay. Now let's take that same burr, the big rubber, and let's run it again lightly over here. Now, can you see what's happened to the shapes that were in the background? Well, the ones that I did lighter, I mean to say. These little shapes are round They are definitely round. If you wanted them to be sort of the oblong shape of grape, you can do that, of course. I've just used for fun today. They are all very, very round grapes. And then here you have half-tone grapes in the background, and I mean, bearing in mind I have used 2 burrs, a big diamond burr and one disc rubber, and it's automatically picked up the shallow layer and ignored the deep layer. I mean, yes, you can go on, you can shade these, you can actually polish them out. That can be fun as well. Maybe we'll do some of that. But the main thing is the shape. And here we have the round, and here, maybe I can see there's a bit of shadow there that shouldn't be there. Hang on a second, let's just run this. Let's take a little diamond. I didn't want that shadow there. Okay. What's happened here is you have got definitely straight line, straight line, straight line, straight line, straight line, straight line, straight line. You know, it's because they are all the same depth. They're the same depth and they are squashed against each other. And they'd be actually even more extreme. I could have made them more extreme, but you can see that has got straight line, straight line, straight line, and then a blob. It does not look like a grape, and if it is, it's very, very squashed against the others. And so if you're doing bubbles, this is the shape that you'd be wanting. Because bubbles join each other, and they have this sort of odd, I'm trying to think what the name, these straight lines is what you want to avoid if you are doing grapes. And this is what a lot of beginners will do. They'll just do blob, 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 and they all join up because they are all the same depth, and you've got deep ones. So as soon as you put a deep one next to it, it just cuts into there. So by keeping the deep forward protruding grapes separately, they maintain their circular shape, and that is what you want. And in the meantime, what you've done in the background is automatically added other little grapes, making it 3D. Now we can have a little bit of fun with this, of course. We can you can shade a little bit more. We can take a soft grey rubber, and you can whether you're doing these or the others, you can give it a little bit of shadow. Same with these. You can take more time over it if you like. Okay, so we've made it a little bit more 3D. Or you can have even more fun with it and take a white Arkansas, and you can it's not making the right sound, this drill with the spur. As I said before, this is not my regular drill. I need to get my regular drill serviced because this one runs a little bit differently. So what I'm doing, of course, is smoothing out the roughness slightly. And yes, we can do this as well.
if you want. Ever so lightly. You don't want to go deep because you don't want to spoil that effect, of course. And you can do the same with bubbles if you like. Okay. The rice is just looking like grey blobs at the moment because we haven't polished them yet. So, actually, there's a point. Let's try. Okay, we've just got this from Lucy at Eternal Tools. We'll give it a whirl. It's a little. Actually, this is not the little brown rubber. I think I fancy the brown rubber. Let's do that one. Hold on. This is a brown rubber, which is going to go into that. I'm going to move it out a little bit. Still got its flat top, but that's okay. That won't matter too much. And this is going to go straight into the white Arkansas. And you don't necessarily need to polish the whole thing out perfectly because there's reflections and, you know, so to have a little bit of a half tone and light going on, doesn't matter. The more you polish it, the more it will pick up natural light anyway. I'm going to do that, but I'm going to actually make that background darker anyway with a hard black rubber disc. Look, you can already see they're looking like real grapes. This is also from Eternal Tools. It's the, hang on, I've got the right one now. Yeah, this is a black rubber disc. Okay. Again, we're going to just run that over the top. Sounded a little bit wobbly, that's why I didn't want to go too fast. I probably need to tighten the mandrel a little bit more, but it seems to be holding up. It's fine. Now, got to be careful when you are going off to the edge, because that on the glass will show up. If you happen to slip off, it will show up and it's a pain to remove. So dry it off. Let's see what we've got here. Now, that's quite fun, isn't it? So there we have, see if I can zoom you in a bit. You can see the light should be picking up the depth as well. And there we have bubbles, and there we have grapes. Right, and so it would be nice to have lots of leaves and things going on. I will probably demonstrate grape leaves. So we have done some leaves before. I can't remember whether there was a grape leaf on there, but I think there's pretty similar. And so yeah, we'll do a glass with grapes going round. I think that'll be really nice.
Now I'm all all a bit marked from my mask, my precious mask. Again, we're going to look back in years to come, and at the moment we are all fighting the coronavirus. I haven't got it, no, but it's all around, which is quite scary. And so my mask suddenly is particularly precious. So there you go. Now you can see, and you can actually see the mark I made just with the rubber. That's why you don't want to go offline with that rubber, because it does mark the glass by itself, and it can be quite useful if you want a very soft hue for some reason. But there you have bubbles and grapes. Always remember, whatever you put shallow and into the background is very much the background. Anything you go deep is going to look like it's coming forward. And it seems like everything in glass engraving is back to front. You're shading the light, not the dark, and you're anything you want looking forward, you go deeper. And that's just the way it is. And it's great fun to look from behind. Look at that. That's looking through the glass. Great fun. Okay, guys, have fun with that. Especially if you're sitting in isolation, in solitude, and not allowed to go out. For goodness knows how long this is going to take. Anyway, keep your chipper up. Love you guys.